me get in that belly. Let me kiss that belly. I'm gonna give you a flubber.
Family Guy has always been the center of controversy, especially because of its eccentric characters and their berserk personalities. As far as the portrayal of satire-oriented babies go in the adult animated series world, Stewie Griffin surely takes the cake with his diabolical inventions and a penchant for world domination, and the much-debated British accent mixed with that top-notch really adds a cherry on top of this cake. From the very beginning of the show's run, one thing has been clear: this wisecrack, foul-mouthed baby loathes his family and has been trying to find innovative ways to kill his mother Lois, even though he cannot function without her existence, which is ironically normal for a 1-year-old kid. Stewie's relationship with Lois is so disturbingly twisted that it sparked an insane fan theory questioning if Lois Griffin is the real mother of Stuart Gilligan Griffin, and in this video we will explore just that. So without further ado, let's try to level with this theory and get right to it.
Lois! Mom!
Is Lois Griffin not his real mother? In the show, we see Lois turn into an overprotective mother whenever it comes to Stewie. Their entire dynamic from the beginning has been about Lois smothering Stewie with her motherly affections and him pretending to detest it. Lois takes all of Stewie's tantrum into account, but often when she grows distant or goes on vacations, Stewie evidently goes berserk, which gives away his fondness for all the attention he receives. One thing to take into account would be how Stewie always addressed Lois by her first name and never once called her mother or anything else that was equivalent to it. It is no news that Stewie considers himself superior as compared to all the other members of the Griffin family. He thinks Lois is just a dumb redhead and keeps cursing her without invoking any reaction from Lois, probably because she cannot hear him due to the show's voiceover format. Although in one certain episode when Stewie discovers the power of using the word mom repeatedly, he sticks to Lois like a leech, wearing Lois out with his exaggerated impression of repetitively calling her mom, mommy, mama, mama, while his mother tries to sleep exhausted from his unnerving clinginess. You might have heard this monotone overtune as it really broke the internet with hilarious memes and videos. Nonetheless, in Family Guy, so far we have not witnessed the canon hinting otherwise, but the fan theory kinda derails everything.
Oh, hi, sweetie. You want some juice?
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Exploring the fan theory that changes the whole perspective. So this bizarre Reddit fan theory that Family Guy enthusiasts have raving about suggests that Lois was never Stewie's birth mother, but instead it is Meg Griffin who birthed Stewie. Although in 2 decades of the show runtime, Meg has been portrayed as Stewie's sister, the theory suggests that before the timeline Family Guy aired on, Meg had a boyfriend who knocked her up and then fled town when he received news of her pregnancy. In reality, Stewie Griffin is supposedly their son, but in order to make sure that Meg could avoid a scandal and live a conventional teenage life, Lois covered up the entire incident with the help of Brian the dog and passed herself off as pregnant. Considering how the nonchalant and brainless Peter is, it might not have been a huge issue to convince him into believing the same, and as for her son Chris, he is absolutely too naive to even think otherwise. So naturally, when Stewie was born, Lois introduced him to the world as her son, while the only other people aware of the real truth are Meg, Brian, and Dr. Hartman, who was probably paid off by the dog to keep his mouth sealed. To back this theory, it can be considered that whenever Stewie's birth canon pops up within the show, it is always from his own perspective, so the viewers never actually witness the real thing. Like in the Yug Yulamath episode, when Stewie and Brian accidentally travel through time, causing Stewie to age backward and relive the moment of his birth, this reverse birth sequence is showed from his perspective, leading to the obvious possibility that there is some gravel in the theory about Meg being his real birth mother. And it is only natural for the 1-year-old to assume that Lois is his mother because everyone around him addresses that redhead woman as his mom. One striking evidence to back this is witnessed in the partial terms of endearment episode, when the family has a conversation around Lois's decision to be a surrogate, and Meg volunteers herself to take Lois's place when Peter shows his disapproval of her decision. Anyways, Lois reacts by mocking her that it was hard enough for her body to handle it when she gave birth to Stewie, and later assuring Stewie that she was simply joking, to which Meg does not even bat an eyelash, giving it away that there might be some truth carefully concealed behind this joke. Weirdly enough, this theory, if true, might make a few rare affectionate moments between Stewie and Meg inherently sweet. Like when in Peter's Lost Youth episode, Stewie had started fearing Meg and she relentlessly apologizes to him for leaving him in a timeout for very long. Their hugging and makeup part at the end really warms the heart, huh? However, the theory does have some inconsistencies and gaps. It's unlikely that Peter and Chris, despite their low intelligence, would easily believe a fake pregnancy lie without questioning it, considering their close proximity to Lois and Meg's lives. Plus, the episode doesn't provide a clear explanation of what Brian did to help Lois cover up the pregnancy, leaving some unanswered questions. Moreover, the entire idea of Meg attending high school without anyone taking notice of her pregnancy is too much to digest. While Family Guy is known for its outrageous and outlandish humor, the idea of a Meg-Stewie revelation like this may stretch the boundaries of plausibility even within the show's universe. However, it is important to keep in mind that Family Guy often employs absurdity and satire for comedic effect, and not every storyline can have a plausible explanation, because the creator really plays fast and loose with the show's continuity, which is evident by the story arcs always being all over the place. This particular revelation about Stewie's real mother has not yet been sedimented as a canon within the show, and thus is just another brain-wrecking theory that really makes you think. But if this fun speculation were to be true that Meg is indeed the real mother of Stewie, it holds the potential to completely alter the show's dynamics that we have so far witnessed across the past 21 seasons of Family Guy. With that, we've come to the very end of this video. Did Lois really cover up Meg's pregnancy and passed off this diabolical baby as her own? What do you guys think? Do not forget to let us know in the comments below about your take on this extremely controversial theory.